Humidus podcast.
Hello and welcome, beautiful people, to the Humidus podcast with me, your host, Hammer, and of course, today we have our beloved and special guest. It's Monsieur Dank N.
Hi, everybody.
And the man himself, the everlasting pillar of hope in this podcast. It is.
I think that's me.
That's you. That's you, man.
It was unusually nice. I wasn't sure if there was a fourth guest I was unaware of.
Well, sometimes I'm nice. Sometimes you get the the more harsh treatment. But you know, it's up to each episode. Sometimes you get one or the other. And today we are going to present to you the massive PlayStation 5 games list.
Yeah.
Guys.
What a list.
What a motherfucking throbbing cock of a list. No, but in all seriousness, it was a good lineup, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that they completely knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. I didn't have like too much expectations, and then I feel every time you don't have high expectations, you always get a positive kind of response.
Yeah.
But this was really good. You know, they had a lot of heavy hitters and some kind of surprise games.
Yeah. Some new IPs that were really promising to me, at least.
Yeah, they looked really cool. So should we just get into it? Just start discussing. Do you guys have any like favorite games you want to start with, or just pick one?
Should we just go through the list like chronologically and just give a few quick comments about it, or should we just pick a couple each that we talk more about?
I mean, sure. Just go ahead. Start chronologically if you want to.
Okay.
So.
Well, first up, I think we don't have to really talk about GTA 5.
No,
but
that game's been covered. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, how I know I love that game to death, but how many times can you re-release that game?
I mean, to be honest, I think it's just this time. It's because a lot of people are still playing GTA Online, so I think it's mostly for them that they can just keep playing it on PS5. I reckon.
I think so too, because it's like, and the money from GTA Online is like crazy for Rockstar, so they just. Why not just keep it going, right?
Yeah.
And next up is one I'm pretty excited for, which is Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Dude.
That looked really, really good.
Yeah, and did you guys play the Spider-Man game on PS4?
No, but I saw some reviews and like some in-depth gameplay videos.
Yeah.
It looked
How about you,
really good.
Yeah, I played through the entire thing. Did most of the optional stuff as well. So
yeah, because I did as well, and that game was really solid. It was a complete blockbuster. Just like,
I mean, it's not like incredible. It's just so solid.
Yeah.
You know?
It covers all the bases, right?
Yeah.
It's like a good experience. But the Miles Morales, is it gonna be like a almost like a kind of expansion pack, or is it gonna be like an entirely new? Do you know what I mean? Are they gonna base it on the last engine and just update the graphics, or?
As far as I could read about it, it's kind of an expansion, but also an enhancement of the base game for PS5. So. They improve some mechanics, they improve the engine a bit, and then they add the Miles Morales story to it as well as like additional content as an expansion.
Yeah, right.
So I mean, looks sick.
I mean, yeah, great game, absolutely, and we look forward to trying it out. Maybe you guys are gonna buy it, or?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
Sorry. Did you guys see the Into the Spider-Verse as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that movie.
What did you guys think of it? Yeah. So
didn't we
Yeah, we saw it together.
We saw it together.
Yeah, we did.
Oh my god! Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Yeah. Dementia.
Dementia.
Okay,
Is
so
I'm like Joe Biden here.
yeah, you're the Joe Biden of the Humidus podcast. Okay, so like we need one. Yeah, so that's it for like Miles Morales. It was really a solid presentation. Got our hopes up for that one. And what is the next one? Was that Gran Turismo 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, it's Gran Turismo. It's a good.
I'm kind of hyped. I
You're
really
hyped, yeah?
enjoy just what's it called, driving simulators.
mhm.
Yeah.
It's a satisfying type of a video game.
Mm,
Yeah. I
see.
mean, for me, it was like I loved Need for Speed Most Wanted because it had like some kind of story and progression on the side.
yeah.
I really, really love that combination, but the pure kind of almost simulator experience, that's just a little boring for me. So I'm not that, into that kind of game, but I mean, that's a subjective matter, I guess.
Yeah.
I think for my case on this one, I'm leaning a little bit towards you, Hammer, but at the same time, it's kind of satisfying to watch people play it. People who are good at it,
Yeah, and it's like it's for you, Dank N. That's like the perfect game for you, where you kind of you practice and you get a little bit better and a little bit better, and you hone your skills, and then you can do laps and laps and laps and kind of reduce your the ghost time.
Yeah, but
Race against yourself.
that's the thing, because usually when you start out these games, you have a lot of safeguards. It'll kind of show you a brake line. It will kind of help you break through turns and stuff.
Mhm.
You can slowly turn these off and gain like more rewards for completing races.
Oh yeah.
I think you can do these in like the Forza games and stuff.
Right.
So
Yeah, right.
you can kind of feel your progression.
That's pretty cool, though.
I haven't like having a deep dive into these games. It's just it's fun.
But a little thing about what you said there about like you get more rewards for slowly turning off the safeguards and upping the difficulty. I just really like that when like giving you more incentive to push the difficulty. I really like that in games when they have that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the next one is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Yeah.
And any thoughts on that?
I mean, from what I've heard, Ratchet and Clank is a good game. I've never really played it myself, so I guess this is on you guys.
I've played every title. Yeah, I fucking love them.
So safe to say that you're pretty hyped for this one.
Yeah, and let me just say, Insomniac Games. I know Spider-Man is kind of an expansion pack.
Yeah.
But coming out with these two, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's a good delivery.
I mean, I'm pretty sure their stock value went up. Should have invested.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I played the new one that came for PS4 a couple of years back, and then I watched my friends. I think, including you. I think I watched you play some of them as well. But
Probably.
and mostly I just watched people play it. But it was really fun to watch, and it always looked a lot of fun. So I mean, this one too looks pretty crazy, especially with the interdimensional things.
Yeah, that kind of dimensional rift effect was really. You saw the SSD kind of effect there. How the load times were really snappy.
And
was, impressive.
And all the particles as well, just like constantly shifting textures and particles just popping in, popping out, like all these crazy things happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was really extreme. I was like, "Whoa, is this?" But then they really, you weren't really sure if it was live gameplay, or it was.
It kind of looked like it, though.
It looked like it was, but they never really 100% confirmed it.
Yeah.
But is it just me, or is it getting harder to spot what is gameplay and what's not with these graphics?
Yeah, it is. It's really hard. Sometimes you can sometimes you can see, okay, this is gameplay, but but like on the Ratchet and Clank one, it was like, what is this gameplay?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, the characters are jumping around like somebody's controlling them, but still, it's really high fidelity, you know, and everything's like popping, and
it could look a bit like the kind of seamless transitions from God of War, you know.
Yeah, like you go from a cinematic portion, but that's still like in-engine rendering though, so
yeah,
it's still kind of good. Okay, so Ratchet and Clank, it looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a must buy for those who like this series and those kind of games.
Yeah.
Right.
And
yeah,
definitely. And next up we have. Do you guys have the list up, or is it only me?
I mean, I have a list, but it's not chronological, so I'm just jumping.
I have a list with notes.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, good. You can go down the list then.
Yeah, I'll just announce the next one. Project Athia.
Project Athia
looks amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, it does. Very
really
short
does.
though. Yeah. I mean, it told a lot and showed a lot in a very short amount of time, like enough to get me very interested in what this is gonna be.
Yeah, and like new IP from Square Enix. What?
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
That's so good. You cannot get excited for that. So, yeah, it looks really, really good, and I just love that it looks fresh, you know. It's like a really different spin, even though it's like a fantasy type of weird setting, but it's still like really, really fresh.
Yeah. And if like, I think that's a very important thing here, because some of the games on this list that we'll get to later, I kind of felt this. I guess I got this feeling, all the time, that it's like, this is really derivative. Kind of like, I feel like I've seen variations of this a million times before. But Project Athia was one of those that was just like, all right, this looks fresh. This is like, I want to try this. Looks different.
Yeah, I know. And it's such a huge, like, respected developer also.
Yeah.
So I think that has the potential. We can't say 100% from like a teaser, but
of course,
this has extreme potential for me.
Yeah.
I really think that. It's just, we just have to kind of sit back and wait for good things to come.
Yeah.
I don't know, Dank N, do you have any like pointers here?
No,
from your notes.
My notes says looks amazing, but I'm not sure if you guys remember, but the scene where she kind of jumps on the pillars.
Yeah.
If that is gameplay, and if that is what we have in store for the upcoming like generation, oh my god. Yeah.
You see, like the huge environments, and the traversal is like very, very seamless. It seems really in a like superhero, unnaturally like speedy, superhuman way, natural. If you know what I mean. And that's like amazing to see that.
It kind of reminded me a little bit of like when it first started, the teaser. I mean, it kind of reminded me like of the tech demo for Unreal Engine that we talked about earlier. Where they, like, after a while, that protagonist also just like jumps around like this, like in a similar way. And I thought, maybe is this like, but of course it's a different project now, but it gave me the same vibes. I really hope they kind of lean into that kind of,
Yeah, I think like one of the next generation, the effect of the next generation hardware is going to be like the environment is getting bigger, and kind of the scaling of speed and stuff like that, like textures that are coming from far away and coming fast towards you are going to transition very, very well, so you can't like spot kind of pop-ins, and the textures are kind of scaling towards you. You can have that like speed in a large environment, and still it'll look natural. Which was like not really that good in the last generation.
I mean, size is a very big new feature with the next generation. As like even as much as graphics, I'd say. Like the graphical upgrade is one thing for the next gen, but the size and scale feels like it's even more present.
Yeah, I
in the
think
next
so
one.
too. I think they've emphasized that they like the graphics are better, but the large seamless environments, you know, they don't feel artificially segmented, or like it's not supposed to feel that you're like you have to go down this path in order to like experience the proper, you know, way. You can just explore and move around freely.
Yeah.
And that feel I think a lot of developers are going for.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it for that one, and yeah, really, really excited.
So
Dank N, take it away.
Next game.
Yeah.
Well, I'm super hyped for this one, which is Stray, the cat in a robot world game.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if you guys heard of Outer Wilds.
Yeah.
Because I've played that, and that's from the same developers.
Oh.
And that game is so good.
I have yet to play it, but it looks really great.
Yeah,
it looks really great.
I know you, Hammer. You would love
it.
Love this game. Yeah. So I have really high hopes for Stray. Also, I'm a cat person, so
yeah,
just like good old Ostepus.
Cheese cat.
Yeah, cheese cat.
What is that?
That's a spin-off from Catface.
Yeah, was produced at Dank N's home a few years back.
No, it's our nickname for my old cat.
Okay. So, but was that the cat that I knew? The one that kind of stares at you?
I think
crazy cat.
The one before that, which wasn't crazy.
Okay, because the crazy cat, it fucking scares me. Dank N, that cat, that was, you know, it would like approach you and like sit down 1 meter from you and like just stare at you, like intensely stare at you, not move a muscle.
I trained it well.
Yeah, you did.
And how it like teleported up to the window when you went outside. Remember that? There was like a window, quite far away up the stairs, and the cat would, when you were about to leave the house, the cat would like go into the or stand by the door, like when we left, and you go right around the corner. It's like it takes a half a second. And when you go around the corner, the cat is staring at you from the window. It's like instant. It teleported. I swear it teleported up to the window.
It sounds like you had a small trauma.
Yeah, because like I feel that I have like a good intuition for like physics and movement and stuff like that, you know. And this was unnatural, you know. When you feel that what? It's up there. In like half a second? How's that possible? That's not possible. It's like 120 kilometers an hour acceleration.
I mean, it could have been K playing a trick on you with the console.
Of course, it could be K. You know, he just slash like spawn cat at coordinates. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, but that was a crazy cat. But that's not cheese pus.
No.
Cheese pus. Oh fuck! That sounds nasty.
Cheese pus.
That should be in our top 10 things you don't want anywhere near a proboscis.
Cheese pus filled proboscis. Whoa. No, that doesn't sound good. Okay, but seriously, we're back to Outer Wilds. Go play it, and Stray looks amazing. I mean, that's such an original concept as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
A fucking cat living in a post-apocalyptic like robot world. Yeah.
I'm kind of curious how the gameplay is actually going to be. Are we going to play the cat? Are we going to play a robot? Like, what's the? I'm kind of curious to see how it's going to take form.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. And the purr at the end.
Yeah. Oh my god.
that's just catering to like cat people fans, right?
I think so. But the next game has the dumbest fucking name in a long time. Fucking Returnal. What do we get if we try to mix Eternal and Return? Like we have an infinite loop. You return to start. Well, return. Returnal. I got it. We can go home for the day. Fuck off. Stupid name.
Yeah, that's a stupid name. I agree. But the game looked cool. I think it looked cool. I mean, I know that this is one of those games that you feel are maybe a little bit derivative.
Yeah, definitely.
But I do think I like that there's like an older female protagonist.
Oh yeah.
I did like that a lot, and I just sometimes I kind of get really really tired of like the superhero female protagonist that like jumps around and with the katana. It's much cooler with like an older woman with like technology
and
experience and grit.
And experience, and grit. But that's a much more interesting kind of story, at least to me. I think that.
Yeah.
But for like Returnal, yeah, that is a little bit stupid or lame, I guess.
But all right, the thing with the game though, like I agree, the setting and the story is intriguing, and the protagonist. But I mean, is it gonna be kind of like a Souls-like roguelike shoot, like bullet hell, but in 3D? I kind of got that feel from it. Like, is it gonna be like Remnant from the Ashes, but in a Mass Effect kind of fucked up universe, or what's this gonna be? I just feel like I've seen those components so many times.
It's hard to say, really.
It's hard to say. Yeah, it's really hard to say. I think, Tech Radar is like they say that it's going to be a third-person shooter / roguelike.
Oh, there we go.
Hybrid, and yeah, that's what I got from it too. But I think that maybe it's like a little bit more puzzle also.
Okay.
In order to like figure out why she's like coming back at the same, or not the same, but reliving the same kind of day or whatever she's like, reliving.
The
same time period. Yeah, it's like Edge of Tomorrow ish.
Yeah.
And I think that there's going to be like some kind of puzzle to solve to get out of the loop. That's at least just my thoughts on it, but
yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm like half and half on this one. I like the female protagonist, an older woman, and I do like myself a good roguelike, where you can kind of grind it out. But I do also agree with you on that it's really derivative. There's a billion third-person like shooters.
Yeah. So I just hope it's gonna be good, and if it is, I'll definitely play it because I'm interested in the story. So, but it's just I didn't get that excited for the trailer. I think that's the problem. But it's not the most derivative one that I feel on this list by far. There's one game in this one that we'll get to later that I'm just gonna flip the table on.
Yeah. Okay. I can't wait. And the next game is
Sackboy.
Yeah.
Sackboy. Okay, yeah. So
the boy from the sack.
I did not play any of the previous like Little Big Adventure things, but this is a platformer, 2.5D platformer, or is it? No, it's a 3D platformer instead of a 2.5D, like the like the new Super Mario Odyssey ish.
Yeah,
it's at least like a challenge to Nintendo, I guess, to like, look, we have a good platformer.
I mean, Little Big Planet's got nothing on Mario though. It's just
no, I think, but it looked okay.
It looks better than Little Big Planet.
Yeah, true. I'll give it that. But I was never a fan of like Little Big Planet. Couldn't really get into it.
No, me neither.
I get why kids like it though. It's very creative. And
did you play it, Dank N?
I've played one of them for like a few hours.
Yeah. Okay.
This is just normal 2D platformer with nothing to like interest you. I guess.
Yeah, it's too like bog standard for me. You can see that they tried really hard to kind of like have some cool aesthetic and like create some cool enemies and platforming sections, to be creative. But it's I don't know. It's just Nintendo perfected that stuff. It's really like it's drinking like box wine instead of like a fine bottle.
Yeah, it can't beat the Italian wine.
Yeah, good point. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't beat the Italian.
That's
yeah, that's it for Sackboy, right? It's like it's a good kind of attempt at a platformer. And the next one,
well, Destruction All Stars.
Yeah, Destruction All Stars. Okay, yeah.
Speaking of derivative, but not the one I was talking about, but this one is like what Fortnite, Destruction Derby, and Rocket League mixed into one. I feel.
I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, it looks fun though. Yeah,
it does look fun, and it's a lighthearted like tone on it. It did actually remind me a little bit of like some games from the Xbox, PlayStation 2 era that were like that, like combat, multiplayer, very lighthearted, kind of car games, but like cell damage,
Yeah.
But this one is probably a little bit more about the kind of racing and not too much about the combat, or the combat is not like the main focus. But you did see that they have had a special move that could like instant kill.
I think
another car.
Isn't it like Destruction Derby? As in like it's cars trying to destroy each other?
Yeah, it's more like crash into each other like at high speeds and stuff like that.
Yeah. So but I was intrigued by the fact that you could actually do something on foot as well.
Yeah, that was cool. Like run around, really vulnerable.
So I'm wondering
these kind of games, I don't really care about the setting or whatever. It just has to be fun, and it has to keep being fun.
Yeah.
They have to like nail the gameplay loop really, really good, and that's all that really matters. And we'll see if there's like a trillion, microtransactions.
Yeah, I have a feeling this one is gonna be. It almost seemed like they wanted it to be kind of like an esport, but I think it's gonna be. It looks like it would be a lot of fun playing against friends on the couch.
Yeah. So probably it's gonna be like a popular game, but it's not breaking any boundaries.
Speaking of that,
boundaries, yeah.
Speaking of not breaking any boundaries, yeah. The next one, Kenna, Bridge of Spirits. Like, what do you guys think?
Yeah. I don't know. I like the aesthetic. Like, let's see here. Kenna, what does your note say, Dank N?
It says just it looks like super like cozy action adventure,
Yeah.
Feel good.
Yeah.
Laid back. But if like this is one of what do you have to say, Steph?
Well, it did look cozy, and it's probably quite a lot of fun. I think so. But this kind of goes back to the female superhero with some kind of magical weapon that swings around, and then there's minions with fur here, and
it's not very interesting. Like it doesn't grab you.
Yeah, it's once again a little bit derivative. I mean, they said that they worked in animation, the people that that made this, and you can really tell because
that shows.
Yeah,
that shows.
So I like that. I like it really had that Pixar kind of smoothness and animation to the small creatures and everything. So I thought that was well done, but it still also looked a little bit too much like Minions to me.
Yeah. I think I side a little bit with you here. I like the aesthetic, but like the presentation at least didn't give me, as an older male gamer, a very like high incentive to play.
Yeah.
But that is totally subjective. So some people might love this, and I do see that, like you said, Dank N, that it's like a cozy, maybe slow paced, like third person action magical adventure
Mhm.
type. But still, it's not. It is, like 1,000 other games before it, or at least it looks like that in terms of gameplay.
Yeah,
You know?
and I think this is the kind of game that I would enjoy watching people play, but I wouldn't buy it myself.
Yeah,
I was
but I
kind of
can
on.
see. Yeah,
Yeah. I was kind of on the fence until I saw like the combat part of the trailer.
Mm-mm.
yeah,
It kind of put me over on a positive note for this game.
Okay.
yeah. But I can see the positive side of this game. It just doesn't pull me in.
Yeah, there
I
are some
mean,
heavy hitters later that are far more grabbing.
yeah. Okay, so we're a little bit like segmented on that one, but still a good presentation. Overall, good.
Yeah. Like I feel like I'm a little bit on a cynical streak, but the next one is not going to help.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the
So
next one
bring it.
was to me just like it looked like a deviant art game. Fucking
Yeah.
goodbye Volcano High. I mean, I'm
Oh
sure.
yeah, that one.
I
Yeah.
just really didn't like that kind of
No,
the
that was one of the
design.
worst for me too. I actually thought that you would like it a little bit, but I think that the trailer, it was not that I like hated the game maybe, but the trailer was so or it just didn't like explain anything. I feel that okay, it's like a furry story based game.
Yeah,
But
furry being an
but
operating word here.
yeah, it was very like, okay, we have like animals, and it's a teenage, school type of game
Yeah, kind of like a coming
where
of age
the
story, maybe.
coming of age story with love intrigue and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just can't take it serious when it's like furry dinosaur things with wings. I just couldn't get behind the character design. Just like no, no, just DeviantArt.
No, and I feel that they didn't reveal anything from like the game. It's like you have to love this shit to buy this trailer, and I felt that if you're like blatantly gonna cater to such a specific audience, try to sell me at least,
Yeah,
try to get me interested in this.
I
But it was like, yeah,
no, I think they kind of tried to do that actually, but
yeah,
I think the aesthetic, the character designs was just a misfire.
yeah.
So I don't know.
But I mean, the dialogue also was so it didn't reveal anything. I feel it was just like a monologue from one of the characters,
Yeah, and,
like a small snippet of their diary or something like that, and it didn't really connect to anything. So
I mean, you know what it reminded me of? That dialogue, it
yeah,
or monologue. I mean, my girlfriend has forced me to watch a lot of shitty Netflix romance comedies, like originals, and it
yeah,
just completely reminded me of all of those.
yeah.
It sounded like a Netflix original romantic trash.
But we got to remember that the presentation is like they're trying to reach the broad audience here. So some people
Of course.
probably does like this very high school type of shit. What do you think, Dank N? Dank N is
Well-
like, this was the best trailer.
No, but
Yeah.
honestly, I'm really looking forward to getting kind of a bigger grasp on this game
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you guys have played Night in the Woods or heard of it or played
No.
Life is Strange.
I heard about that one. Yeah.
Life is Strange, I've heard about.
But Night in the Woods, honestly, one of the better up there, like storytelling kind of story-driven games. It's also
Okay.
about animals, but it's very minimalistic 2D kind of.
Yeah, but the aesthetic is not that furry,
No, not as furry as this one, obviously.
You just
But it
know
is
Rule
very
32 is gonna be all
the.
over this.
It is very much the like teenage to adolescence or whatever, the young adult
Yeah,
transition, and
yeah, sure.
kind of dealing
And
with
I
all
don't-
those feelings. And like for older people, it's if you can like feel the nostalgia or kind of
Mm, mm.
connect to these characters in a way,
But that's the thing. Because I do love like that period in life, and I romanticize that period.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that I could enjoy like a type of experience like that, but I don't feel that they sold me on it.
No,
if you know what I, mean,
I completely
in the
agree.
Trailer.
Yeah.
Like the trailer from a subjective standpoint, it's shit.
Yeah,
It's not really
yeah.
good. But I
because
need to kind of see more before I throw it completely under a bus.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm not gonna burn it. I'm just gonna say I'll gently kind of stand on the sideline.
Yeah,
because
me too.
I'll just seems like PlayStation has like faith in it.
Yeah, and probably it's not. I mean, it can surprise you. I'm not like writing it off or anything, but that was one of the trailers that I thought, like, what are you trying to accomplish with this trailer? You're not selling me, at least. You're catering a little bit to a specific audience that likes this type of story, coming of age type of game. Maybe it's a very story focused game, but it can also be a more like a combat simulator, with the story on the side. So you really don't know what kind of game this is.
True, but I got like those visual novel kind of vibes from it.
Yeah,
from the trailer.
I did too. So it's probably like 100% story based, visual novel, maybe some nudity even.
Oh no! Don't start.
Some robust guy.
What if our 1.5 listener is actually a furry who's really looking to transition into anthropomorphic dinosaurs?
We had like one listener, and now it is gone.
That what happened to be a furry.
Yeah, it was a furry. Okay, so we're gonna close the lock on that one and go on.
Yeah.
Still
Oddworld.
Substantial. Oddworld. Yeah. Did you ever play Oddworld? Anyone?
Nope.
No. I heard a lot about it. Though.
Yeah, I played the Munch's Odyssey on Xbox. It was. I have like fond memories of it, but it wasn't my favorite game, like by any means.
The Abe one is supposed to be really good, from what I know.
Yeah, and it's a kind of puzzle platformer, where you try to solve small obstacles, and some of them are really hard to solve. So it's a cool game, but I mean, it's not really that. It's not my favorite type of game.
Yeah, but it's good that because I know that Oddworld has a lot of fans, so it's good that they are getting some love here, and I hope for their sake that it's going to turn out what they like, how they expect.
And I mean, it does look good. It looks like a brushed up version of like the old Oddworld games.
To me, it looks like they've tried to like mix it with Lemmings, or am I just?
Yeah, but it is
now.
It's like it does have like a Lemmings element in it, because you can kind of control the other. I can't remember what the species is called, but the Abe creatures.
Yeah.
And you can you have to like guide them because you are their prophet in this game. I think you have to control and guide them like lemmings. Yeah, they just follow you, and you have to clear the obstacles and stuff like that.
And they can die in horrible ways.
I think
kind of like
that's like that's some of the humor in the game. So if you're not a good leader, they will like fall into the abyss and die, basically. But yeah, I don't have too much to say about that one, but it's good that they get some love, like Steph said.
Yeah. Then the next one is one of the more intriguing ones. It's Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, and I mean this one, I don't really know. It looked like they mixed Japanese horror with like how to say, almost like but it's also kind of an action game, but it looked really intense. and just really unique creature design, and just like the atmosphere was really unique, and like when they do all the attacks, like all these kanji letters fly around, and it's just like
Yeah,
it was
I
really
saw that,
interesting.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, like you said, seems like it's a large open world first, but it's first person, and it's like a jump scare, a creepy like Japanese horror.
Yeah.
So it's like a mixture of a weird mixture, but a good mixture, it seemed.
Yeah. I'll be watching this one closely.
Yeah, me too. I'm interested in this one. What about you, Dank?
It just looks spectacular, really. Kind of the horror element seems kind of not toned down, but all the other like stuff that happens kind of overshadows it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's very flashy, so you don't really get that really, really creepy feel of it. And I'm a sucker for games where you are like helpless also.
Yeah.
And in this game, you seem to be, at least that you can be powerful. And I like my horror games where you're really helpless, when when you just can't. You can run, and that's maybe it.
I mean, I agree on that one, because as soon as you can defend yourself, the horror, the dread drops down by like 90% for me.
Yeah, me too. But I mean, if the game can kind of survive on its combat and progression, I would still enjoy such a game. But if they rely very much on creepy girl laughter being scary, like schoolgirls, and then you can just fucking send them to Jupiter with a Kamehameha blast, then it's not that scary.
No.
I mean, yeah, imagine if you watched The Grudge, and that scene at the end when the ghost comes down the stairs and everything, and suddenly the main character is all scared, and then it's like Savardo, and then it just runs off. It's not that scary. But yeah. Regardless, as an action game, and it looks really cool to me.
So yeah, I'll be watching this one as well. This is an intriguing trailer.
And
yes,
the next one I feel like is also a Hammer game.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, the Jet the Far Shore.
Yeah, that one was a little bit weird. But I agree. This one's. I am interested and intrigued in this one, but I also feel that it's very up in the air what kind of game this is.
True.
But I mean, I do like that very like enigmatic style they had, and the stylized, humans or whatever.
Yeah. And
so it was,
no, just the flying around when you fly over like that ocean, and you just like brush down, like all the effects of that look really cool. So if it's like a lot of exploration, it could be really cozy.
Yeah, I think this one is going to be, but it really depends on the genre or how the game is, played. If it's just skipping, over like oceans and stuff and trying to find, I don't know, a habitable landmass or something.
Yeah.
I do like these kinds of games if they're like very strategy heavy, you try to find like a good societal kind of place for your guys, and you need to search really thoroughly. That's good. But if it's just the skipping over the water, then it's just a little too boring for me.
Let's hope it's more than that. But
yeah, I think it's more than that. But you get what I'm saying here, that the genre is not like strategy.
Absolutely, because the game, it looks really cool, but I couldn't really grasp like what it was about.
Yeah.
Like except for the theme of we need to find new place for humans, right? But how and what's gonna happen? Like it was kind of weird. But I'm intrigued.
Are you gonna like start a new colony? Are you gonna guide your people, as they develop in this new place, or are you just on the search for the far shore? Is that like the entire?
Yeah, and is there like management, like
Yeah, that's
Stuff
what
like
I'm
that.
getting at. Because if let's say you have to you run out of fuel on your colony ship and you need to like make a base where you can extract some fuel, then I'm intrigued.
That's what I have a feeling it's gonna be like, because because it shows like the timeline of years, and it goes like several hundred years when the rocket is flying, so you're kind of following the evolution. And because space travel, of course, could take possibly that long, so I think it's more of a colony rather than the guiding. And I think that's why I have a small feeling it's going to be about exploring, finding a place to start a colony, and then like expand from there. I hope it's that kind of game at least.
Yeah, this one is really exciting. I do like the aesthetic, so this is a plus for me.
And then,
okay, so that's that one, and on to the next grove.
And here we go with the fucking most derivative shit I've ever seen in my life.
I agree.
Okay.
And it's fucking Godfall. A fucking Gearbox with fucking whatever his name is, that asshole, the CEO who has done everything wrong on the list you could possibly do. Guy behind Borderlands. I don't know, man. This game, I got all kinds of vibes I've seen a million times mixed into one.
Yeah, me too. It's just, I mean, the let's just take the positives first. It's like good graphics.
Yeah.
It looks smooth. Gameplay looks smooth. But this game is like 2010, guys.
Yeah.
It's like a 10-year-old premise of game, like a third-person combat hack and slash with weapons. It's like a trillion games like that, and every spin has been done on it.
Mm-hmm.
And how are they going to make it interesting? I mean, how are they going to beat God of War and like Dark Souls, and how are they going to top those games?
They aren't.
But exactly. I think
like Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many good games that are like that. So is this one really like going to be a system seller? I don't think.
No.
Maybe.
I have a feeling it's going to be another Anthem.
Another Anthem,
yeah, because Anthem was the same
thing. It's just so uninteresting.
Yeah, it's so derivative,
right? It's like
so just
just catering to like adrenaline junkies, right? It's just pure masculinity, and I felt like the trailer was kind of like the mobile ad trailer, mobile game.
Good point.
Level up,
and they have like this
microtransactions.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
become a god.
For $99 a minute.
And like they had some really like pop or rap music, and it was like I don't know, you really got the monetization feel out of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It smells the green.
AAA. We're gonna make a lot of money. We put a lot of money into this. Look at the graphics. Look at the armors you can buy.
Play it on mobile as well.
Yeah. So,
but on the other hand,
this one is
one of you mentioned that it looked like something from 2010.
Yeah.
But then again, so did Borderlands 3. So,
yeah, right. You're right.
I mean, I guess these people are a little bit stuck in like they haven't. I feel like they haven't really innovated for the past 10 years.
Yeah, it's not that the graphics are like old looking, but I mean, it's just the feel of the game. That's like what was the shit back in 2010. Like, but this is not. No, we're in 2020. Market is like different. I mean, you can do a good hack and slash. It's not that, but then you need to sell people on a premise. It needs to be a little bit different than the thousands of like good hack and slash that's been released over the past few years.
Yeah, I mean, a good example of a relatively new IP in the hack and slash genre that did it right was like, for example, Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Because I mean, relatively new, but it's newer than the because the OGs are still going strong, like Devil May Cry, right? So if you want to make a new IP in that kind of genre and compete with that kind of fast-paced stuff,
and it's hard. It's hard, and you need to spin it. And Bayonetta was like, it has a lot of like unique, artsy kind of spins on it,
Yeah.
So it creates a unique vibe, and if you can deliver on that and consistently push it out, it's good. But I don't think that. I mean, Bayonetta is a successful franchise, but it's not like a block. It's not what they're looking for here.
Yeah.
No.
Because it's a little bit niche, even though it's really good. And I think this game is like supposed to be a blockbuster game, right?
Yeah, but
I kind of got the multiplayer feeling. Actually, from this game,
would
be more of a multiplayer arena game or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, because they're probably gonna try to like have some kind of online monetization because it can live longer like that and more microtransactions and
Small side note on that, just like a small side step here, but have you guys been following Valorant at all?
No,
because like that game looks that's also like a complete derivative mishmash. But the funny thing about that game is that there is a skin in there that costs $71.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's a skin.
That better be a skin of K.
Yeah, but it's not. It looks completely like whatever. And yeah, I hope this is not going to be one of those games.
Well, at least it's a skin.
At least it doesn't give you power.
True. But that's some
aggressive money. It's still crazy, but
it is a predatory like business practice. Yeah. I mean, but it's so common now that you don't even like lift an eyebrow. It's like, $71 for something that took like 3 people a day and to make like I'm not saying that it's no work to make like a skin, but the amount of money that they potentially like rake in from that is insane, and compared to like a AAA game, it's not worth it. It's really not the value you're looking for.
Yeah, and that's why I'm just worried that this is going to be the same kind of thing. But of course, we don't know much about it yet, but it just looked completely uninteresting to me.
Yeah, I agree. So that was it fell flat. And the next one is
Solar Ash.
Solar Ash. Okay, yeah, that was.
This game looks so cool.
Yeah, and pretty interesting art style too.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that was a really cool game, or trailer, I should say.
Like
it was like it's a Dank N game. This one, I think. It looked like one of them games that you can like speed run.
Maybe.
I guess.
I got that feel at least.
I mean, you can speed run every game, so.
Well, but like snip, jumping like from place to place, it's really, really fast.
Seemed to be made with kind of fluidity in mind.
Yeah.
Personal game about reflection and progress.
Yeah, that's vague.
Is that what it says?
That's what like.
That's so vague.
That tells me absolutely positively nothing.
No.
But
it says expect dynamic, gorgeous levels and slick action worthy of the next game by Hyperlight Drifters, esteemed creators. So
I'll take a look at it.
It feels like a kind of a travel-y, speed racy game to me, at least. Traverse this, area and do it as fast and cool as possible.
It also looked just a little bit like if Journey was an action game. Am I the only one who thinks that? Like the perspective and stuff, like it kind of looked,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like story and aesthetic, kind of you get the feel, the the environmental kind of artsy feel. And you're min-maxing and speed running and like Dank N is like playing through for the 1 trillionth time.
Glitching through walls.
Performing like wall glitch, like barrier skips and stuff like that. So it looked really interesting. It was a cool game, but it's not really my favorite type of game. So I don't know if I'm gonna buy it. Maybe look into it.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Yeah. Are you gonna go into the next one?
Yeah, let's just.
So next one is Hitman 3.
Okay, so I love Hitman. I've played all the games, but sadly, I didn't like the last ones as much as Blood Money. I've always compared every subsequent Hitman to Blood Money, even though they got rave reviews. They were really good, and they were good games. I'm not saying that, but I really like the way Blood Money kind of made you both very powerful if you were good, with the shooting and kind of traversing. So you could really go violent if you wanted to. You can go really violent, and also do the very stealthy approach to the missions. I'm really psyched for this game. They didn't show much. The graphics looked a little bit alpha-y. I feel maybe it was like the 1080p stream, but I think that the graphics looked a little bit. But I think the approach that IO takes is like a huge sprawling environment, with live kind of simultaneous action from all the characters.
Yeah, but one of the things that really got me a little bit interested, or at least impressed me, was not the story part of the trailer, but as soon as he said oh yeah, so here's some gameplay in Dubai, and he's in that skyscraper. That shit looked fucking amazing. I was like, whoa, I want to play this level just for that.
Yeah, right. And Hitman games are that's very much a Hitman thing. The missions are like a showpiece, a large party, a huge gathering of people, and you need to traverse this. There are 100 different there are waiters, there are guests, there are VIP guests, there are, guards for the VIP guests, there are regular guards.
Yeah.
And you kind of sneak through, and you can go violent for short bursts often in these games, but it's like if you are spotted, you'll killed very fast. So you can kind of kill 3 people fast, and if no one sees it, then you can escape, and then you'll be busted for leaving bodies around. But I kind of love that approach, that you could brute force yourself out of some kinky situations.
Yeah.
And but this one looks really cool, and like you said, that's a perfect setting for a Hitman game, like a huge extravagant party in Dubai in a skyscraper, and 47 is hopping in on some parachutes or whatever he was. So hopefully this one will be really good. I'm stoked for it, really, but they didn't really show a lot at the trailer. It was just a hype trailer, if you know what I mean. It's look at all this shit we got. In 2 seconds, then
They said, "Look at this gameplay," and it was him climbing.
It was and it was cut it was 1 second climbing, 1 second sneaking, and 1 second shooting someone in the head. It doesn't really tell you, but I think that it's a bit rough. It looked a bit rough if you saw the models and the textures were they weren't that high fidelity, but it's probably a really large level. With, thousands of moving agents.
Probably just go on.
Gameplay wise, I would guess there's not that much cool stuff to show, because I would say with this many games in the series, I haven't played almost any of them. But you have to kind of be inventive with the missions, right? Because the gameplay will be kind of similar.
Yeah.
You can't really innovate too much. The only thing you can do is make a streamlined game that works. No glitches and bugs and feels fluid, and you can make like a lot of approaches to the mission.
Yeah.
You need to feel powerful but also weak at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's what I like so much about Hitman, is that when you kind of perfect the combat system and the mechanics of the game, you feel more and more powerful, but you still can always get caught out and like be slaughtered by the guards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so TLDR, are you gonna buy it, Hammer?
This is a buy for me, at least if it gets good reviews. I'm gonna wait for the gameplay just to see a bit more, but yeah, this is on the list, absolutely. All right, so that's Hitman, and now let's move on.
Yeah, Astro's Playroom.
We can kind of skip this one.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm not sure if you guys remember the Playroom thing on PS4.
Yeah, that's a VR one.
Yeah, just they were inside your controller, and when you shake the gyro.
That's right.
So they kind of upped this. Yeah. But I guess that's it.
Yeah. Skip, trash, not interested.
Yeah.
The next one though. Oh my god.
Yeah.
One of my absolute favorites of this trailer. Little Devil Inside.
Yeah, man. That was funny because when we were like chatting it up when it was live, both of you guys independently like mentioned that one.
Yeah.
So it clearly stood out, and me too. I really, really like this, the aesthetic, the presentation, and just it was kind of like a mixture between fantastical world and the real world.
Yeah,
it was he used like guns and torches, and it was just patching as it wasn't like too much magical, but then it's like stylized and there are monsters, and
and suddenly his sword is on fire.
Yeah, right.
And he has
but it looked like it was like the sword was on fire, but it was like a lighter kind of fire. It was like a gas type of fire, so it also looked like it could be like mechanical.
It probably is. Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah. So that was a really cool aesthetic on this game.
Yeah, and like it almost looked like a kind of one of those Tim Burton animated movies, slightly.
Yeah. The presentation was really cool with the mundane life of the older guy.
Yeah.
Parallel with the explorer.
And some of the things that really intrigued me with this was just how much it threw curveballs at me, and because first it was that, and you saw this kind of like this adventurer dude parallel to the old man, but you also see him kind of like walking around. He's being chased by things, but and one thing is that the creatures looked pretty ominous and kind of like imposing, but the other thing was that first you see it almost looks a little bit like lighthearted in a way, where you see him drop the bomb while the other old man poops and all these things, and it's just like, all right. But then you see the next, like one of the next is like he's fighting these people on the field, and he does this really cool flashy like finishing move on this one guy approaching, chopping his head off, and these really ominous, cool-looking hooded dudes just slowly comes out of the mist. I just loved it. It was so cool.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And that's like the aesthetic. The aesthetic opens for that. That even though these monsters and bad guys are like they're just designed in a way that you feel that they're really dangerous.
Yeah.
Even though it's like a little bit cartoony and blocky,
Yeah.
You really feel for your protagonist that, oh shit, you're in danger, man.
Yeah.
And
really
what was that on the last? There was like a cat-like big monster, right?
Yeah.
That one was like very scary.
Cat.
Yeah.
They've kind of succeeded in having this blocky, low poly texture, but it feels so alive.
Yeah.
And, it's just amazing.
I totally agree.
So this one is max hype for
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
me.
just love that it's a new IP too. I was just like, oh, I needed this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a new IP, and it's very. I mean, it's like an RPG cartoony style, but I don't, the feel you get from it's very unique, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can't really tell if it's the set in a fantasy world, or you can't tell, but like you could try to sell this like a kind of an adventure, in an Indiana Jones like setting. He's got the backpack, he's got the torch, but I don't know, it's something about that mix, it really speaks to me.
And like also you got very little sense of what the story is gonna be like.
Yeah, they can take it anywhere here.
Yeah, and like my thought is that, or yeah, since it says the title's Little Devil Inside, and you see this old man going about his everyday life, and then on the other hand you see this guy doing all these struggles, fighting all these creatures. So is this gonna kind of represent this old man's personal development, or like is it like, but it's, how to say,
Yeah.
the journey of the hunter guy is kind of like a metaphor for him evolving, is that, or like dealing with his demons,
Yeah.
like I was
Yeah,
maybe
like
like that.
it's an internal story. I kind of thought that it was like the old guy was like the adventurous guy retired, and him looking back on all his adventures, now living this boring life in the city,
Could be.
like kind of like remembering back to all his adventures.
Weren't they featured together in one of the first shots when he comes into the office and drags in some corpse or something?
Yeah, they were featured together, but it's not like I still still maintain that opinion that maybe this is like the younger version of him. He's sitting at his office, all established, and then he remembers like himself coming into
Might be.
But I mean, it's just a guess. It could really well like be a story inside, for him. He lives this boring life, and
But I completely forgot about the first shot where they are featured together. So
yeah,
I don't know, but it could be a fake out. You don't know. But they really intrigued, and set up like a really interesting first look at a completely new world and experience, and I'm all there for it.
Yeah. Okay, so we're super hyped. A plus, S rank to that one, K rank, and the next one on the list.
What's the opposite of K rank?
The opposite of K rank. You wouldn't know because that doesn't, that thing is deleted.
Yeah,
from
so
all existence.
Yeah, if Little Devil Inside was K rank hype, then NBA 2K21 is fucking redacted from history.
It was something like 0 calories or no sugar or something like that.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
It's like diet.
Yeah.
It's like diet hype.
Diet hype.
Fat free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's like stevia hype.
Yeah, NBA. Graphics super cool.
Sure.
I can't deny it. The sweat on his face it's really good. But I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
No, that's just like
they have to cater to the sports people. I completely understand it.
Yeah, but it's also turned into a huge fucking casino.
Right, yeah, but all the FIFAs and all the sports games are like that now, that's the monetization.
Yeah, and but I mean, there was this thing about, I don't remember which of them it was, but it was one of those sport games, one of the most famous ones, and like Angry Joe did this. He did like an impressions of the one from the year before, and then like from last year, I think it was, and then he had a huge rant when he found out that for like when you customize your own player, there was only 5 available faces to choose from, and it was the same faces, exact same faces, the same assets used in the game before, and you have to pay a full price for like essentially what was a roster update.
Yeah,
and it's just a casino.
Yeah, it's like we don't condone it, we don't support it.
Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that. Okay, next one.
Yeah, this one was weird.
Yeah.
Bug snacks.
Right. It's from the Octodad
Yeah.
developers, right? Yeah, that was very weird. I mean, at first it was like, okay, it's gonna be a humorous game. It's gonna be unique, at least. It looked really unique. But what is it gonna be about? I think that you're gonna kind of like have to eat these bug snacks, and your character will like be handicapped by all the appendages that you develop from eating them.
They could potentially also give you different abilities.
Yeah, right. So you can't mix and match, I think. Then and it looked like the creatures could like eat each other and become like monsters, but bipedal monsters from that. So yeah, it looks interesting but weird, right?
Yeah. I'll just quote the missus here when she saw this trailer.
Yeah.
And she said, "Why do people make this?"
Yeah. Because because PewDiePie will play this game, right?
Yeah.
And like make billions and trillions from Let's Playing it. Like 100 episodes of Bug Snacks Let's Play. Oh my God, Mr. Strawberry!
That's probably what they're hoping for, right? Because that has become a trend with Let's players and streamers. Because you see someone have a really good experience with the game, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy this and have the same, right? But then you probably don't.
Yeah.
It's like you have like games like Duck Simulator and stuff like that. It's like they plan it for streamers, popular streamers, to like, oh my God, I'm a duck, and just walk around and and then sell like trillions on Steam of the copy because the fans are buying it.
I think
so.
What
do you? Yeah, it's to sum it up. Bug snacks. K likes or K hates?
K doesn't hate
likes.
There's a lot of food in there. But
right.
But I think, all right. So just a small disclaimer here, because Octodad can be quite funny to play, and it's also an absurd concept for a game. So I think this game, if let's say the three of us, maybe Morbid M, shout out to him, at some point, maybe we have a few beers and then we play this game together. I think it could be a good time. A lot of memes. But other than that, would I play it by myself? No.
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 Yeah, so we don't write it off. It does probably have some potential, but still a bit early.
Bug snacks.
Bug snacks. Okay, so the next one is
Demon Souls.
Demon Souls. Oh my God.
I just feel the proboscis atmosphere coming through the speakers now.
Oh yeah. So this one was like, it's seldom that I have a moment where I'm kind of looking left, looking right at no people sitting at my sides, like trying to get some reaction out of because I'm so hyped, But this one was like that. I was like, are you seeing this?
Yeah,
guys. And
then the only one reacting was Dank N's cat staring at you.
Yeah, the fucking stare of death was like
you look right and it's there, then you look left and it's there.
Yeah, that's the extent of the physics of that cat. It could be like 3 places at one instant. But yeah, this was just right up my alley. I absolutely love Soulsborne games, and on PS5 it's gonna be so cool. I never played Demon Souls, just watched Let's Plays and stuff like that. So I do look forward to it immensely. and I don't. It's built from the ground up, so it's gonna be like in a new engine, and the graphics looks insane. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I was jumping up and down the couch. I've been waiting for this for so long, and I was so pissed when they remade Dark Souls 1, even though it's perfect.
Yeah. Instead of like
It's
Demon
more
Souls, yeah.
available than this one.
It,
Mm,
yeah,
And
it definitely is.
have you guys seen the few screenshots that's out?
No, actually not. I just
Because
saw the
there's like
trailer.
5, but just the Soulsborne game, they usually are kind of not the cleanest, like edges and stuff, especially on character models.
Yeah.
This one looks so clean.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Let's see. Oh
It's the
yeah.
first one with the monster, or the one with the monster.
Yeah. The
Oh,
three-eyed kind of guy with the horns.
yeah.
Oh my god, look at the shadows.
Yeah.
The shadows are insane on that one.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Ah.
Yeah, I think that the feel. I love the feel of the Soulsborne games, and it's a shame that I didn't play this one. Or I kind of felt shame that I didn't complete this one. But now with like a remake, it's so I don't regret it at all.
No.
Now it's definitely. There's no excuse. This one is definitely gonna be completed. Absolutely.
Yeah, and this is for me. I mean, I've seen some like comparison shots from the demo or from the trailer, and it's like night and day. It's so insane. Yeah, so this one is like 10 out of 10 for me.
Definitely. That's a huge absolute. And there is, I would say, this is one of the absolute top hitters for this reveal.
Absolutely.
And from here on out, we're kind of moving away from the up and down hype. Now it's pretty much like degrees of hype left. Thank God, no more trash. But the next one is also kind of interesting because it's a Deathloop.
Yeah.
I don't know if what you guys got out of that, but to me that looked like a pretty fun game because it's actually relevant to our Dark Messiah episode because it's the same developers.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I love all their work, so why not love this one?
yeah.
Dishonored was really, really cool, and like we mentioned in that episode, I didn't play Dishonored 2 though.
Me neither.
So maybe I should kind of play that before this one, but it looks really cool. It looks funny, and it looks, the gameplay is really snappy, and
Yeah.
the setting was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it is Groundhog Day, like the Deathloop premise here also.
And the aesthetic was, or like, yeah, the feel of it was also a little bit like, all right, make Dishonored into more of a shooter game, but then include all the slick ways of movement and the creativity and how you want to dispose of enemies like Dark Messiah. But then you also give it this like kind of Frank Miller Sin City, almost even a little bit Tarantino-esque kind of story feel to it.
Yeah, I got that vibe too. So yeah, this one was really, really cool. And I mean, Arcane, it's like, yeah, they're a good developer. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, are we gonna move on? Just skip through the last ones. We've been going for quite a while now.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of knew it was going to be like that for this one. But
Yeah.
all right, Resident Evil 8 or Village.
Yeah, that one.
crazy.
We're gonna have to talk about that one.
Fuck me sideways in a blizzard. That was crazy.
That was really cool.
What a presentation.
Yeah.
What a presentation. This one was like top 2 for me.
Easy.
yeah, the setting in this one, like the creepy European, like werewolves and vampires kind of aesthetic. I just love that. That's so kind of cool with the, like what Romanian castle town, very like medieval and dark.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
And I think one of the things that really sold me, I know that quite a few people realized it was Resident Evil before it came in the title, but I had no idea. So I was like, wow, this looks like a pretty cool and really creepy and intense horror game. And then suddenly, and it, like the witches and all these things, I was just like, damn, this looks fucking cool, and it looks really, really atmospheric. And then suddenly it's like Village, but then it turns into Resident Evil 8, and I'm like, wait, what? And then suddenly Chris Redfield comes in, and you see it from the point of view of, I believe, the Resident Evil 7's protagonist, and then he's kind of like a bad guy now, and I'm just like, whoa, okay, so what? I have so many questions, but they're all good.
Yeah, so this one was just blew me out of the water. I was like you, I didn't expect it. I haven't been following leaks and stuff because apparently it was late that it was gonna come on this kind of presentation.
Yeah.
So I was like blown away, but I kind of got the Resident Evil vibes. But then when it said like Village, I was like, what? And then it turned into the 8, and it was like, okay. Yeah, but it looks really good from like an aesthetic standpoint. But the setting is like what does it for me, because I absolutely love the setting.
Yeah,
it's very good.
So what were your thoughts, Dank N?
More or less the same. One thing I noticed, or I guess, it's seemed like a very large cast compared to the earlier games.
Yeah, like a lot of
like
players.
More important persons than the hillbilly family from 7.
Yeah.
Mm.
I agree on that.
It seems cool, really, really cool.
Yeah, it's as if like they mixed Resident Evil and Bloodborne a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm all for it.
I understand what you're saying.
And it kind of it brings me back to Resident Evil 4. Kind of, you're in the boonies, you're in fucking nowhere, and there's cults and obviously vampires and shit, but it's kind of the same feeling for me at least.
Yeah, and the witch part of it too, I find cool, because witches can be hella creepy.
Yeah, yeah, I love that too. And like a good, well done witch is like, you feel her fucking powerful magic, and she's like a very unknown factor.
Yeah,
be really powerful, and
just hyper evil.
Like a vampire, kind of how they're very intelligent and like
Cunning.
More like a mastermind, whereas a werewolf is often like a very brute force kind of entity. A witch is like a more mastermind with like a hard, powerful spells and controlling like other creatures.
Can we also mention how fucking menacing the werewolf looked?
Yeah. Jesus Christ. So I think that the atmosphere of this game is going to be, fucking creepy.
Yeah. So the next one, at first like Pragmata.
Yeah.
I kind of thought at first, I was like, is this a Hideo Kojima game?
I think everyone was thinking that because it was so kind of reminiscent of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel Dank N should be hyped for this.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You're trapped on what I guess you're trapped on the moon in a like dome, kind of Truman Show-esque.
Yeah.
And then you break out and like, what the fuck? I didn't understand shit, but I guess no one did.
Yeah, but I think that's like on purpose. It's like very enigmatic on purpose, and to give that Kojima vibe, you know.
Yeah, because the thing that actually got me at first, I didn't really know what to think. I was a little bit like, all right, I mean, I'll follow this one, see if when it drops more concrete gameplay. But then I got another small piece of information on it, which made me a little bit more hyped. Which is, it's the creator of Dead Space.
Yeah, right. It's the
Yeah,
creator of Dead Space.
and
Okay, so
especially Dead Space 1 and to an extent 2, I absolutely love those games.
yeah,
So
those were good games.
So and that one also plays with threats from outer space and kind of like insanity and all these kind of like um high concept things. And I'm really curious to see where this one is gonna go. And hopefully you can still curb stomp aliens and make them splatter all over the walls.
Yeah, that does elevate it a little bit higher on the hype ladder.
Yeah,
it does. So for this one, it was I think they were purposefully being enigmatic, but for me, I think they should show a little bit more, just to kind of tease the kind of setting of the game, or maybe not the setting, but what kind of gameplay we can expect. Because if it was more on the Dead Space side, I would love this, but it can be anything.
Yeah. I mean, the show don't tell technique, it doesn't really work if you don't show anything substantial.
Yeah.
It's like if this caters to you, you can kind of get really, really interested. But in a world where our attention is practically warred over by a trillion, different types of media, then you need to stand out too. But it can change, because when further details are revealed on this one, it absolutely has a lot of potential.
Yeah. Speaking of a lot of potential, the last game on the list.
Whew. The last game, yeah.
They did save a banger for last, and it's Horizon Forbidden West. Man, that game looked fucking incredible to me.
It does look incredible, yeah. It does look really, really incredible. But the to be fair, the first one was also a very good looker.
Oh yeah, and the gameplay was good too.
Yeah, I never played the first one. I only heard good things about it, and I heard that it was like a little bit of a maybe undiscovered gem, let's say it like that. It didn't sell that many copies, even though it was like a super AAA.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think for many it was a surprise hit, as in people thought that, okay, this looks cool and interesting, but we don't really know what to expect. And then when people got their hands on it, they realized like, oh fuck, this game is like really solid and it's really good,
Yeah.
And now they just gonna capitalize and just like go balls out. Everybody knows what it is at this point, like just pour all the budgets in, make it like a launch title or something of PS5, and just use all of the technology step up resources they have. And I don't know, man, it looked really good, especially the environment. Like when she was swimming underwater, just brushing aside the weeds and stuff, just like how fucking fluid and nice it looked. Jesus.
Yeah, it was really, really good, and it's it's gonna be like a huge sprawling world like that.
Yeah.
So this game definitely has a lot of potential.
If the shots from like the desert, the water, the snow, like Japan, I guess, is any indicator of like the scale of the world, it's gonna be massive.
Yeah, you did get that feel that it was massive.
Yeah.
Or like world spanning, or like at least
America spanning.
Or, okay, yeah,
America's spanning. Yeah, America's the world, man.
Yeah, I think because it looked like it was rendered in engine, the trailer. I feel
definitely looked like that.
So I do think that a lot of the times when she walks up and you can kind of like see this huge vista, like huge view, I do think that they show you that because you can actually move through all of that. And just like suddenly they also had those fucking all these new factions and stuff too, because it's like completely different than the previous game. And then suddenly now they had those war tribes that reminded me of the Oliphant riders from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, those were really cool. You need to have like, yeah, I thought the addition of like a concrete kind of antagonistic tribe was neat because yeah, it looked like they looked really menacing.
Yeah.
Was I the only one when they kind of built up the antagonist, right? The evil tribe. It kind of felt like they were. I was imagining they were getting into a mech, kind of like a Killer Can mech, really, really half-assed put together. I just heard like mechanical sounds in the background, so I was kind of disappointed with the elephant, but it's still cool.
Yeah,
just my mind.
Yeah, like
they did
imagine like a very like steampunky or mammoth like robot like clanking along.
I mean, it does. Yeah. They did have that kind of like small vibe of orcs from Warhammer 40k.
They were spiky. And they had a lot of boys.
Yeah, they were also painted red, so they were fast boys.
Very fast boys. Well, let's wrap it up. It was a really good presentation, right?
Yeah,
it was.
This is what we want.
Pleased.
Yeah, this is definitely what we want.
I was afraid of like 30 minutes tech talk for like the console specs and stuff, and just blah blah blah.
But you said tech talk. I thought you said TikTok.
I said tech talk.
I was like, fucking PlayStation TikTok for 30 minutes. I would have killed myself.
There's like, this is the PS5 dance. Oh yeah, no. But it was not too much tech talk. It was just like a very game focused, good presentation. I feel.
Yeah. Very satisfied. A lot of games that we are probably going to talk about and play on the podcast in the future in some form or another. So stay tuned.
K willing, and as always, remember to stay dank,
stay humid.
Stay wet.
Goodbye.